Kenosha. Authorities giving an update this evening on the shooting of Jacob Blake. He was shot several times in the back last month by a Kenosha police officer during an arrest for a domestic dispute.
WGN's Patrick Elwood is live with more in Kenosha tonight. Pat?
Ben and Micah, good evening to you. Two significant developments to report today. Officials say that the investigation into the shooting of Jacob Blake is nearly complete, as they announced they are hiring a nationally renowned policing expert in the form of retired Madison Police Chief Noble Ray.
Chief Ray asked me what is it that you're hoping that I can help with?
It's been almost a month since Jacob Blake was shot 7 times in the back by Kenosha police officer Rustin Shesky. That was Sunday, August 23rd. Blake's 3 young sons were in the car, and the 29-year-old is now paralyzed. Just moments before Blake was shot, Shesky and another officer had tased him each. Kenosha police had been responding to a call from Blake's girlfriend, who called to say that he was not supposed to be on the property. That shooting sparked days of protests that included mostly peaceful gatherings, but there were incidents of vandalism and looting that left businesses ruined and vehicles torched in Kenosha. In short time, counter-protesters were on the scene, and then on Tuesday night, an armed 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 people, killing 2 of them, Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber. Rittenhouse is facing 6 criminal counts, including first-degree intentional homicide. In the aftermath and leading up to the November presidential election, both the president and challenger Joe Biden visited Kenosha with drastically different agendas. Biden meeting Blake's family and actually speaking to Blake by phone. Trump visiting the charred remains left over from the vandalism and looting while meeting with local law enforcement. Tonight, the investigation into the shooting of Blake continues with news coming of the hiring of Noble Ray, who will review the results of the state and local investigation before it goes public.
One is not to prejudge.
Ray is a married father of 2 and a recent grandfather. 29 years in the Madison Police Department, retiring as chief in 2013, headed the Justice Department's Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services in 2015, consulting with the Justice Department in the aftermath of the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown Jr. in 2014. He is considered an expert in excessive force and systemic racism in law enforcement. He was recommended by the Justice Department to fill this role.
Number 2 is to provide insight and perspective. As a former law enforcement official, as a citizen of Wisconsin, as someone who is trained, as someone who is supervised, as someone who has had to make decisions related to use of force.
So again, to reiterate, Ray will not be conducting his own investigations, just reviewing what will have been done on the state level. Lastly, Ben and Micah, a federal investigation is going on as well, separate and distinct from the local, the county, and the state investigations. Reporting from Kenosha, Patrick Elwood, WGN News.
Pat, thank you.